What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Nurse Reese and I'm back with another video. So I got a question to ask you guys. I want to know, how is it like for LPNs working in acute care? Because where I'm from, in the suburbs of Illinois, my hospitals do not hire LPNs. Now, in the inner city in Chicago, I think it's one or two hospitals that still hire LPNs, but it's very uncommon, almost non-existent. It is non-existent in this part where I live. So recently, we have seen on my hospital website in the last 2 weeks that they have LPNs openings on the med surg unit. Now, I used to work in inpatient. Right now, I work for the outpatient side, and I used to work on a cardiac step down unit. And with that unit, we also had a sister unit, which was down the hall, which was our just med surg unit. So if we had nurses in the float pool, they would usually work the med side unit, and then our cardiac nurses will work on the step down unit. So I'm believing that this new position is for, our sister unit, right? And that would be under my old boss, which is the awesome lady. So one of the nurses that I used to work with on the cardiac unit, she called me yesterday to congratulate me on passing the NCLEX and becoming a nurse. And she asked me about the LPN position. She was like, have you seen it? I was like, yeah, I did. And she said, are you going to apply? And I said, I didn't know. And she was like, personally, she was like, I don't know how well this is going to work out, because the nurses are not going to understand like the LPN role. And she was like, I feel like they're going to treat them like techs. And I told her, I said, are we going to have any techs on the floor, which is CNAs? And she was like, probably still on the cardiac step down unit. She was like, but med surg, I don't think so. She was like, from what I heard, it's going to be one RN to one LPN. So you guys going to be a pair. And then you're going to have about 8 to 9 patients and no tech. So she was like, I almost feel like, they still gonna make you do all the grunt work. She's like, that's just my opinion, because she had just heard some nurses over talk about this, new position that they have created. And I'm like, I don't want to be in that position. Like, I already knew becoming an LPN, I'm like the second tier and the RN's always before me. And I knew that that was always gonna like bug me a little bit because of some stuff that I cannot do. But I knew that getting my degree, but she was just like, hospital experience like is always the best experience for a new nurse. You're gonna learn so much. And she works from 7 p to 7 a. And she was like, if you come to night shift, then I'll train you. And I'm like, I know, but I can't go back to nights. And I was like, I would have to do 7 a to 7 p, and I would only want to do 2 12s. Like, I wouldn't want to do 3 12s. So she was like, well, make sure you contact the boss tomorrow and ask her about it and see what she says and see how much she'll offer you. And I was like, okay. On Indeed, when I looked at it, it did say like the average range was $25 to $40. I don't know how true that spectrum is, but I'm curious to know, like, guys, other LPNs that work in acute care, how is it? I know it's different in different parts of the country, but because we don't use LPNs in the hospital, I feel like it might be a tug of war, friction. And I'm just speaking of, from the unit that I remember and the nurses that I know. Even though she said a lot of the nurses are gone from our unit, she's like, you might know like 3 or 4 people. So apparently our hospital is the lowest paying hospital around now. And they used to be the best paying hospital. Like, people was like dying to work at our hospital. But not anymore. Not anymore. Everybody left. She said everybody went to other organizations. They went to other departments. She was like, it's just, it's not good. And I know, like, all the hospitals, I work for another hospital as a patient sitter, and the nurses say the same thing. Like, people have left, people are unhappy, that's everywhere. But I just don't want to still feel like a tech, you know. That's my thing. Like, I want to be treated as a nurse. I want to expand my skills as a nurse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want my own patients. So I don't know. So guys, what y'all think? Like, yeah, I'm probably gonna hit up my boss and and ask her about it and see what she says. But what you think? What have you heard about LPNs working in a hospital? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later.